All right, so are you ready to like totally revamp that workday playlist of yours?
Yeah.
Because today we're diving deep into how music and the ADHD brain kind of work together.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you've probably heard all the hype about music helping you focus, but
Right.
this goes way beyond just like throwing on some Mozart and hoping for the best.
Exactly.
We're going way deeper.
Yeah, we're going to unlock like the secret code
Wow.
to how to use music to, focus better and
Yeah.
less stress. And we'll even talk about those alpha waves that everybody's into these days.
Okay, alpha waves, brainwave entrainment.
Yeah,
It sounds kind of sci-fi.
it does.
A little bit, but don't worry, we'll break it all down.
Okay.
We'll make it simple. We'll explain how music interacts with your brain chemistry
Right.
and then help you build a personalized music strategy to just like crush your day.
I love it.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start with the basics here.
Sure.
One of the things I always find fascinating is dopamine.
Yes.
It's like the fuel for motivation and focus.
Yeah, like the reward chemical.
Mhm.
Right, exactly. It's connected to that feeling of like, yes, I did it.
Uh-huh.
And music can actually trigger its release,
It can.
which makes sense why a good song can like instantly make you feel better.
It's like a dopamine shot straight to the brain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing not all music is created equal when it comes to this.
You're right about that.
Mhm.
Dr. Daniel Amen, who's like a leading voice in ADHD research,
Yeah.
he points out that music with a steady rhythm is really effective for this.
Interesting.
It's like it gives your brain a beat to lash onto,
Okay.
which can be super helpful if you struggle to stay on track,
Right. Makes
Yeah.
total sense. Like if our brains are just jumping between thoughts all the time,
Yeah.
having that consistent rhythm could be like an anchor.
Exactly. It helps you stay focused.
Okay, so steady rhythm is key. But what about this brainwave entrainment thing?
Yeah.
Can you explain that without making my head explode?
I'll try. Okay, so think about it like this.
Okay.
You know how if you have two pendulums swinging near each other, they eventually start swinging together?
Yeah.
Brainwave entrainment is kind of like that. When you listen to music, especially rhythmic music,
Yeah.
your brain waves actually start to sync up with the beat.
Whoa.
So it's almost like
Yeah.
the music is guiding your brain's activity.
So if my brain is like this wild orchestra with instruments just going off everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
the right music is like the conductor getting everyone in sync.
Exactly. You got it. And Dr. William Pelham Jr., who's another big ADHD researcher,
Okay.
he found that this syncing can actually lead to a huge increase in focus,
Really?
like as much as 20%.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Imagine getting through your to-do list 20% faster.
That's a game changer.
Right. That's the power of music.
Wow. So not just a small improvement, but like a serious productivity boost.
Yeah.
You could finally finish that project you've been putting off forever.
Totally.
Or finally clean out your inbox.
Yes, exactly. And that's just the beginning.
Oh, wow.
There's so much more we can do with music.
Okay.
Different types of music impact our brains in unique ways. Like relaxation music can be a lifesaver, especially if you feel like your brain is constantly in overdrive.
I feel seen.
Like the music you hear at a spa or during yoga.
Yeah.
It just instantly makes you feel calmer.
Yeah. It's like a big exhale.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Dr. Frank Russo,
Oh, I've heard of him.
he studies how music affects the brain, and he found that calming music like that actually activates our parasympathetic nervous system,
Which is
like hitting the chill button for your mind and body.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, your heart rate slows down, you breathe deeper, and that mental fog starts to clear.
It's like a mini vacation for your brain.
It is.
Right in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
I can definitely see how that would be so helpful.
Especially for people with ADHD who often feel super stressed and mentally exhausted.
Absolutely.
Ah.
Okay, so we've talked about how music with a steady rhythm can help us focus.
Yeah,
And how relaxation music can calm down our overactive minds.
right.
But what about meditation music?
Oh, yes.
I've heard that can be great for focus too.
It can be super powerful, especially when it comes to tapping into what are known as alpha brain waves.
Alpha wave.
Yeah, Dr. Andrew Huberman from Stanford has done a lot of research on this.
Oh yeah, I love his work.
Yeah, he talks about how alpha waves are associated with the feeling of being in the zone,
Uh-huh.
but without the anxiety or jitters.
Right.
It's a state we'd all love to be in more often, especially when we're facing a tough task.
Right. I wish I could just live in that alpha wave state.
Well, the cool thing is,
Yeah.
meditation music, especially with nature sounds,
Oh yeah.
can actually increase alpha wave activity in the brain.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So imagine tackling a big project or
Yeah.
studying for a huge exam.
Yeah.
But instead of feeling all that tension and pressure, You're just in this calm focus.
Exactly.
It's like a superpower.
It is. It's where music goes beyond just being something nice to listen to
Yeah.
and becomes a tool to manage your mental state.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah.
We've got all these different types of music and their amazing effects on the brain.
Yeah.
But how do we actually put this into practice?
Right.
How do we go from theory to creating a personalized music strategy that works for us?
Well, let's imagine creating a musical roadmap for your day.
Yeah.
Starting with how you want to feel and then choosing the music to match.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Right. So first.
A musical roadmap for my day.
Right. Okay. I love that. So much better than just hitting shuffle and hoping for the best.
Right. It's all about being intentional. Like, think about how you want to start your day.
Okay.
Instead of that jarring alarm or jumping right into the news,
Uh-huh.
imagine waking up to music that kind of gently eases your brain into a calm and focused state.
Okay.
That's where relaxation music can be really powerful.
So a little bit of musical mindfulness to set the tone for the day.
Exactly. Instead of grabbing your phone first thing,
Yeah.
you can start with music that helps you feel grounded
Right.
and ready for whatever.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. And then once I'm ready to actually dive into work
Yes.
or, any task that needs
Right.
focus.
Yeah. That's when I switch to the music with a steady rhythm.
Exactly. It gives your brain that structure it needs to stay on task.
Okay.
Like a personal productivity coach in your earbuds.
I love it. So that steady beat we talked about, the kind that helps filter out distractions
Yeah.
and get into that slow state.
Exactly.
Okay, but what about when I hit that inevitable afternoon slump?
Yeah.
Is there music that can help me like recharge and power through the rest of the day?
Definitely. A quick reset with some meditative or relaxing sounds can work wonders.
Mm,
It's like a mini spa break for your mind.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
A mini musical break. It's like giving my brain permission to pause and come back refreshed.
Exactly.
This is making me realize how much we can actually optimize our day just with music.
It's pretty amazing.
Now, I'm curious, is there a specific genre that's best for focus music?
Mm.
Or is it more about finding that consistent rhythm regardless of the genre?
That's a great question. Research definitely shows that a steady rhythm is key,
Right.
but personal preference matters a lot too.
So what works for one person might not work for another.
Exactly. You got to experiment and find what clicks with your brain.
Like finding the perfect P to unlock your best work.
Exactly. Some people find that classical music helps them concentrate.
Uh-huh.
Others prefer ambient electronic music or even nature sounds.
Yeah. It's like a musical buffet.
It is. You get to sample and see what works best for you.
Okay. So no magic genre, but definitely pay attention to that steady beat.
Got it.
What about lyrics? Can those be distracting?
Yeah, for some people, lyrics can be super distracting.
Especially if you're doing something that needs a lot of mental energy.
Right, like writing or coding
Yeah.
or analyzing data.
It's like trying to solve a puzzle while someone's telling you a story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your brain is trying to process too much at once.
So in those cases, sticking to instrumental music is probably better.
Yeah. But for other people, familiar lyrics can actually be comforting
Interesting.
and help them stay on track. It can even be a little motivational boost.
Okay.
It really depends on the person and the task.
So if I'm doing something that doesn't need a lot of brain power,
Uh-huh.
like folding laundry,
Yeah.
maybe I can blast my favorite pop songs.
Exactly.
But if I'm writing this podcast script, I might need something more instrumental.
Right. To avoid getting sidetracked.
Yeah. It's all about being mindful of how my brain responds to different types of music.
Exactly. And adjusting accordingly.
This is making me think about all those times I've tried to work with music on,
Yeah.
but ended up getting lost in the song and totally forgetting what I was doing.
It happens.
Maybe I just wasn't choosing the right music.
It's possible. It's
Yeah.
like trying to drive with the parking brake on.
Oh, yeah.
You might get there eventually, but it'll be a lot slower and more frustrating.
That's a perfect analogy.
And that's why having a personalized music strategy is so important.
Right.
By choosing your music intentionally, you can actually use it to be more focused and productive.
It's like going from being a passive listener to an active participant.
Exactly. You're shaping your mental state with sound.
I love that.
Yeah.
And as we learn more about music and the brain,
Yeah.
we can keep refining our strategy.
Absolutely.
Okay, before we get too carried away with creating the perfect playlist, there's one more thing I wanted to touch on.
Okay.
You mentioned something earlier that really piqued my interest.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
It was that idea of being present with the music.
Yeah.
You know, like really being mindful about it.
Oh, yeah. That's so important. It's easy to just treat music as background noise.
Right.
Something to fill the silence. But if we really want to unlock its power,
Yeah.
we need a shift from passive listening to active engagement.
So instead of just letting the music wash over me,
Uh-huh.
I should actually make an effort to really listen.
Exactly. Pay attention to the rhythm. Is it fast, slow, complex? What about the melody?
Okay.
How does it make you feel? Listen to the instruments. How do they create different textures and emotions?
Right.
And most importantly, notice how your body responds. Do you feel more relaxed? Energized?
Yeah.
Focused?
It's like mindfulness, but with music.
Yes, exactly. You're bringing your full awareness to the present moment.
And savoring the experience of listening.
Yes, it's about creating a deeper connection with the music and with yourself. And by being present with the music, you can understand how it affects you better.
Okay.
And use it more intentionally to feel better.
So music can be a tool for self-discovery.
It can. By paying attention to how different sounds make you feel.
Yeah.
You learn about your own internal rhythms and preferences.
That's so cool. And it's what makes this whole topic so fascinating.
It is.
Music is this universal language.
Yeah.
But it speaks to each of us in a unique way.
Right. The more we explore it, the more we can use it to communicate with ourselves, to
Right.
soothe ourselves, to motivate ourselves. It's a journey.
I'm already thinking about all the ways I can apply this to my own life.
I know, it's exciting.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive into music and the ADHD brain,
Uh-huh.
let's recap some of the key takeaways.
Sounds good. We started by exploring how music can be a natural dopamine booster.
Right. Especially music with a steady rhythm.
Yes. And that's really helpful for folks with ADHD who often have lower dopamine levels.
Okay, so dopamine is like fuel for our brains.
Exactly.
We also talked about brainwave entrainment,
Yes, where rhythmic music syncs up with our brain waves.
and that helps us focus better.
Yes, remember the pendulum analogy?
Oh, yeah. That was a good one.
Our brains are basically dancing to the beat.
I love that.
Uh-huh.
Then we talked about relaxation music
Uh-huh.
and how it activates that chill mode in our nervous system.
Exactly. It's like a mini vacation for the brain.
And lastly, we touched on how meditation music,
Especially with nature sounds.
right, can increase those alpha brainwaves.
Yes.
So it's not just about finding any music.
Right.
It's about choosing the right type of music for the right situation.
Exactly. You're creating a personalized soundtrack for your day.
I like that. A soundtrack for success.
Yeah. And it all comes back to being present with the music.
Really tuning in and paying attention.
Exactly.
Because music is a powerful tool.
It is.
And the more we understand how to use it, the better it can work for us.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So as we leave you today,
Uh-huh.
we want to leave you on a thought-provoking question. How could you experiment with music to optimize your day?
Yeah. What types of music make you feel your best?
Most focused, most relaxed.
Don't be afraid to explore.
There's a whole world of music out there.
There is. You might just unlock a whole new level of productivity and well-being.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into music and the ADHD brain.
It was my pleasure.
We hope you found it helpful and inspiring. Now go forth and create your perfect playlist.